Hi, I'm Anita Scheipers, your town administrator, and I'm here today with Elaine Novia, your town clerk. And we're putting this session together to help you as either a new town appointee or someone who's been recently appointed to a town official position, to give you some guidance in terms of things that are helpful for you to do as a town official or things that we need to be sure that you're aware that you must do as a town official. So I want to thank you, though, for being willing to be part of this government structure. Town of West Boylston relies a lot on you all as volunteers to be members of our different boards and committees. And as I think you probably have already learned or you're about to learn, it's very important to be part of that team as a committee member. We're hoping you're enjoying that and hoping that you're enjoying being part of the local government structure altogether as a whole, from the top to the bottom. So today we're going to be reviewing some different documents that the town clerk has, which she feels will be helpful information for you. Then I'll be covering a few other items as well that you might want to consider as you go ahead in your town appointment positions. And so, Elaine, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. Along with Anita and the Board of Selectmen, thank you for watching this presentation. As you work with your board or committee or department, it's important to keep in mind that although a single approach solution may be best for your group, a broader approach may be better for the town as a whole. Your decision should be made with consideration of other programs and plans. Therefore, communication between departments and other groups is essential. We have packets prepared for you that Anita mentioned. You'll be given when you come to me to be sworn in. In the packet, you'll find a handbook, a guide to the open meeting law, and a summary of the conflict of interest law. The last 2 pages of the handbook are very important. They contain useful links, phone numbers, and email numbers, along with the process of posting meeting minutes, which we'll discuss in a bit. I urge you to read through these booklets to become acquainted with all of the information that they contain that might help you. One of the booklets addresses the open meeting law. The purpose of the open meeting law is to ensure transparency in the deliberations on which public policy is based. The law requires that meetings of public bodies are open to the public and that the public will be made aware of these meetings through legal notices or postings. Although meetings do not have to be held at town hall, they must be held in buildings accessible to the public and to handicapped individuals. If you do plan to meet at town hall, please contact the municipal assistant to reserve a meeting room. Her email address and phone number are at the back of the handbook. Please note that except in cases of an emergency, the meeting notice must be provided to the town clerk's office 48 hours in advance of the meeting, excluding Saturdays, Sundays, and legal holidays. For example, a meeting planned for Tuesday evening must be posted with the town clerk's office by the close of business on the preceding Friday. The posting must include the date, time, and location of the meeting, an agenda listing the topics that the chair anticipates will be discussed, the date, time, and person posting the meeting. You can access the meeting posting form at the link in the back of the handbook. Please note the hours of the town clerk's office, also in the back of the handbook, to make sure your posting is sent in a timely manner. The town clerk will send you a reply stating that your meeting has been posted. If you do not receive this confirmation, please don't assume that we have seen your email and that we have posted your meeting. Please call us. When we do get your posting, we will post your meeting on the town website, at the fire station, on the town hall bulletin board, and in the meeting postings book. After the meeting, a record which accurately reflects what happened during the meeting is required. These minutes of the meeting are considered a permanent record and must be maintained, stored, and available for public inspection. This is a change. It is now the responsibility of each department to post their minutes in 3 versions. Email a PDF copy of your minutes to minutes@westboylston-ma.gov. Submit a signed paper copy to the town clerk and post minutes directly to the website. In addition to the open meeting law, the conduct of public officials is subject to the conflict of interest law. The State Ethics Commission maintains a website explaining this law And in your handbook on page 5, there's a link to a training program and a test that you must take within 30 days of your appointment, and then again every 2 years. At the end of the program, there's a page you need to print out. It will have your name and say that you took the test, and you need to get that to the town clerk's office as soon as you can. If you have taken the training within the past 2 years and you still have a copy of your test acknowledgement page, please send it to me as soon as you can. And if you know that your 2 years is coming up, please take the test as soon as possible. And also, please come to the town clerk's office to be sworn in at your earliest convenience.
Okay, thank you, Elaine. So the other things that I wanted to go over are, Elaine talked about the open meeting law specifics, but I wanted to touch base a little bit more on open meeting law and how it relates to subcommittees. So we've received some guidance from town council recently that says that anytime any board or committee or group of committees establishes a subgroup made up of multiple members that is intended to review issues and bring recommendations back to that parent board or parent boards, that forms a legal committee, legal public body that's subject to the open meeting law. So for any of you who have these subcommittees, please make sure that they are also posting their meetings in the same way that Elaine described, and that they're taking minutes of those sessions as well. So that's something that I wanted to make sure people were aware of. The other thing that's happening recently is that we do have a change coming in our IT services. The vendor that we've been using for years, Karen Perret, is stepping down at the end of her contract, June 30th, and we're unfortunately having to go out and seek a new IT service provider. Part of the process that we're doing in this is trying to make sure that all the different town offices and boards and committees become self-sufficient in getting their own information posted onto the web pages, as Elaine talked about earlier. Previously, Karen has been very generous with her time and posting items on the website for us. However, we're trying to be mindful of the cost of that moving forward, and that we're asking that these individual boards and committees and offices do this function themselves so that we don't have to pay our new IT service vendor those hourly rates required to do that work for us. So for those of you who are a board or committee that has staff assigned to you, please make sure you touch base with that staff person and ensure that they've received the training on how to do the necessary postings on the website for you. If you don't have a staff person provided, we will be assigning one to you, and until you receive that assignment information, you can feel free to rely on Elaine Novia and her assistant town clerk, Lynn Harding-Smith, to pull all that information together for you. The other information that I would like to share with you in terms of a town administrator appointment is that attendance at your meetings is very important. If you, as a member of a board or committee, simply are not able to make it to a meeting, please make sure that you reach out to the chairman of your committee and let them know that you're not able to attend, so that they can determine if indeed they'll have a quorum to make it feasible to meet at the time that they're set to meet. So it's important that you let your chairman know as quickly as possible. There's so much within the actions of a committee. The other thing that I'm asking people to do is to just be very mindful of the need for good communication and collaboration between all your members. You're working as a team to try to get the business done of your committee, and I just ask that you be mindful of that as you go about the business of your committee. So I think we've touched on everything. So just a reminder that go to the town clerk's office to get sworn in shortly after you've been appointed. And you need to take that online test, that conflict of interest test that Elaine referred to earlier. That has to be done within 30 days of your appointment. And I think we've covered everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.